calculated, but then a little bit more passive. So that means to say that Kingdom Esports has a little bit more aggression coming into the roam position or the setups than what Lucian Cutie wants to offer into the team. He's more aware of his situations, more aware of the macro sense, but jumping into the game immediately, Stallions banning out the Alice as well as the Uranus. Don't want to deal with those two monsters down on EXP. And Kingdom Esports taking out the Baxia and the Angela in question.
So with that all said and done, we are going straight in, and I would definitely say that there's not too much of a change or not too much of things that we would expect to be a little bit different. As Alice, Uranus, Baxia, Angela, they're all generally very generic, right?
CC being manned out as well.
CC's is always going to be pretty annoying in the XP lane, although CC is more of a ban for Stallion, not necessarily for Kingdom. I don't expect that Diablo will be someone that plays a CC due to the fact that CC kind of have a little bit of a low impact going in.
I know that Diablo likes to play that Yuzong, doesn't like to succumb to whatever the meta brings to the table. And so, you know, getting first pick, Stallions was second pick in the previous game alongside against Mayhem. So this being one of their toughest challenge yet in the MPL scene, they might be able to switch things up. So it all boils down to the last one. Yisun Shin, Lancelot is quite wide and open. We've seen Bray play the Lancelot in the previous game as well. But this is all new. It's Bray, the old child prodigy versus the upcoming child prodigy, which is Yon. So it's an assassin kind of lineup right here.
Yeah, so we don't really have a very good idea as to what they are essentially looking out for, as well as what are their priorities. Grok has been taken out of the mix, so this will kind of give SDS that Yisun Shin indeed. So they have the possibility of wanting to play very flexible into fighter jungler, fighter gold lane. We don't really have a lot of information as to what kind of heroes Renza really play just yet. So this is just the opening, the starting for Renza.
You know, it's they're looking happy about it. I think with the Yisun Shin, you have a lot of options right here. The gold lane can always go play a fighter gold lane, so I think Renza could always put himself in a position where he is zoning everyone out. You put all your eggs into Bray, and I think Bray is mechanically, he's gifted. He's very, very strong in that Yisun Shin. So going over to Kingdom, that is going to be the Kalea picked up for Lolzy. That's also going to be FMM using the Kimi. A lot of non-committal heroes. Going to pull back with the Tsunami Slam as well. I think gives a lot of options for Kingdom Esports to play things around.
And there's going to be a Juicin being picked for the side of Stallions as well as the Gato Kacha. So with that all said...
Yeah, Lucian picked up the Gato 3 times in a row now. I think a lot of these like teams coming up for the community really, really likes that Gato Kacha against the Kaleas. We're going back to Season 9 where it's a tit for that, a this or that kind of situation. So Gato Kacha actually provides a lot of utility around any assassin picks. So assassin comes in, you taunt the assassin and try to melt him down as fast as you can. The Juicin actually doesn't give that much high burst damage or high burst DPS. It's more DOT, damage over time. And you really need to be able to buy some time for the Juicin to come online. But with the new map in play, I think with the Lantern giving it that vision, it provides a lot of opportunities for Roy to really play a more dynamic game.
At this point in time, KE has a very magic-centric lineup, but they don't really have that great burst of damage to really make full use of the Kalia. So I think that they gotta have to play a jungler that really relies on the Kalia, or rather, no, I wouldn't say rely on the Kalia, but instead of really bursting down, that means they want to extend the teamfight a little bit more. So I am more inclined to think that KE might want to look at Guinevere, but that also makes them very magic-centric.
True, true. They picked it up a couple times in the yesterday's game as well. And I think it matches well with the Kalea because you get the jump, you get the knockups as well, you've got the pullbacks, so it just immediately creates a lot of opportunity and space. But that means that, you know, Grant really needs to play a really hard-hitting marksman. You can't go for double fighter side lanes at all. That is really a one-dimensional gameplay for Kingdom Esports. But then it's still a traditional front-to-back win condition, just get Grant out of the picture, and Stallions will be home free. On the other hand, Kingdom Esports will find it a little bit harder because now Bray has a lot more damage on the Eastern Shin as well. You want to deny heroes that Diablo can play. So you take out the Dairoth because that is one of Diablo's pocket picks that Lozy kind of sussed out.
Yeah.
So, being old
Benedetta,
comrades,
yeah.
old teammates, you really know all that kind of stuff.
Arlott, okay.
Arlott, Benedetta might be in question too.
Any heroes that have high impacts in teamfights are generally heroes that you can expect Diablo to play. So at this point in time, Diablo still have quite a lot of opportunities, such as a Khalid, a damage Khalid, as well as a perhaps even damage Benedetta. We have seen him play Ruby as well, but I don't think that was more of a highlight or anything. In the means of a KE, I think that they can go for a Beatrix for their side. If you're going to go for a Guinevere is more of a tank Guinevere, so that they have a very solid front line while they are making full use of that pick-up potential from Kalia to really just feed off of the Beatrix. It also allows them to have quite a bit of siege potential with that.
Kingdom Esports is not happy with that ban. They immediately, once Fanny was picked up, Grant was like, oh no, they know. And I think Fanny kind of works well, able to get into the back line easily. Not a lot of immediate lockdowns or suppression coming in from Stallions just as of yet.
Yep.
Moving over to Kingdom, I would go for a marksman. It could be a Beatrix coming in. It could be something more reliable. Could even be a Moskov if you want to play into the late game as well.
Bruno's fine too.
Bruno's fine.
Someone that has decent burst, I would like to say.
Yeah, even a Clint is fine too. Because it's a Guinevere as right now. They want to be able to pocket pick the gold lane in response to Stallions.
Yeah, so the last pick gonna have to be either Bruno or a Beatrix. It really depends on what kind of synergies or what kind of gameplay that Stallion is looking out for right now, because it doesn't really show us much. One thing's for sure is that they do have a decent amount of, they have a pretty good follow-up from the AOG. They do have got good amount of understanding or intelligence coming in from Juicin. The longer the fight goes, the better it is. I think that this game for both teams is all about sustainability. So this might be a little bit different for Diablo. He probably needs to play someone a lot more tankier or a lot more... I take it all back.
That's some hardest.
I take it all back. Who is Martis?
What is Martis?
Why is Martis?
How is Martis?
When is Martis?
I feel like it's a pretty good counter, not counter, but like it's a good
really
matchup against in Esmeralda. You can rotate around the map pretty efficiently now that you don't have the walls in play as well. No Grok to block you as well, so immediate iframes.
Okay,
the carry will be the answer. There's gonna be a huge tank melter for the side of Stallions, but the Martis pick, it's Diablo time. The demon is coming to play.
Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I can understand where the carry is coming from. But you're also going up against a Granger. You kind of lose in lanes at that point. You still is able to make full use of the Kalia's pick-off as long as you have got decent amount of items to really just burst that person down. So it still works in that combo-centric lineup for Kingdom. And they also still have that very strong front lines coming in from Esmeralda, Guinevere, as well as the Kalia. With good pick-off, good initiation, as well as good follow-up. I do like Kingdom's lineup. It's telltale signs, right?
Yeah, it's one-dimensional. You play it like how you want to play it. Guinevere jump in with the Kalea, and then maybe a non-committal traction pulse from Kimmy as well, just to keep things in motion, and then just free hit from the front to back. You got Drinsanity finding angles from the back and from flanks, just to target onto Renza or Bray. But we're jumping into match number 1 between Kingdom Esports against Stallions SG. It's going to be a very difficult matchup for both teams, and I think both of us actually predict that this might even go up to Game 3. It's very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, I am very skeptical about... Yeah, I'm just very skeptical of the Martis. Like, extremely skeptical. What are you trying to achieve when it comes down to the Martis? Martis is a very snowbally hero, and if you're unable to win in the early games, then you are just kind of like a sitting duck waiting for you to get a mix of items. In the early stages of the game, sure, you do have got Juicin and Garukacha that can wave clear pretty effectively, almost at the same timing as a Kimi plus Kalia, around there. Kalia, I would say that Kingdom Esports mid lane is a bit slower as compared to Stallions, but right after that is done, what can they give to their own team? They have initiations from Gato that will only be unlocked at level 4. Yeah, only at level 4.
But hey, we're going into the game right now. Everything is all set in motion. Excited to see how Martis actually plays out. Diablo's actually holding himself well against this Esmeralda. And I'm not too worried about this Esmeralda just because it's Diablo. He plays these nutty picks, he makes it his own. And I would say clear the lanes and then start that early game rotation. Drinsanity even taking a lot of damage from Diablo right from the get-go. So EXP lane definitely getting pushed back by Diablo. In the mid side though, there's a Lantern Flare over onto FMM, almost getting pulled back, but able to get that jetpack out of the way.
It does seem like for Team Stallions, they can just pull off a lineup like this and just completely get away with it. Because you can see that Martis is apparently just winning in the lanes against Drinsanity. Understandably, Esmeralda doesn't really do too much in the lanes against a Martis, because Martis does have very strong raw damage altogether. The more you stack up your skills, the more damage you do altogether. Although my idea for Martis, or rather, I'm just looking to see how he wants to build his Martis. Some people go tank Martis. He very likely actually might just go damage Martis all the way through.
I think so. Like I feel like it really goes to the late mid game and then see where things go. It's still adaptable. He has that killing spree. He wants to go for a little bit more damage. Lucian Cutie ramping up with the taunt. Nails that in. Here comes Roy, forced to pop that flicker. But look on the backside. There's a flank from Yon. Might be able to jump in with the Spatial Migration Requiem combination, but the Goon Squad's here. Kingdom Esports tries to find a nice little flank on. That's a disruption with the Martis. That's first blood. Gets an execution. Double kill for Diablo. And that's what Martis has picked up. Brave falls, but to no avail. Drinsanity will fall, but hands of Diablo with a triple. But David Lord is back.
They just get away with it, man. They just let them get away with this. At this point in time, he can probably get his Sky Piercer pretty done early into the game already. Lossie joins into the fray to really just poke onto Diablo, but I don't think that will be able to do too much, as Bray takes the turtle away pretty effectively, putting Kingdom Esports in a 1.3k deficit.
Bottom side. Almost getting the Rhapsody onto Grand, able to disrupt that recall though. So Grand has to make his way all the way back, able to pop the heal. But here comes the Team Stallions. The horses are coming in to zone all of them out. Grand is really, really low. I don't know if he's able to contest for this one, wasting all of that resources. That's a full wave over to Rensa, one level ahead, jumped in underneath the Zara. Prey takes up a kill onto Lawsy, getting pulled back as well. Team Stallions are just showing pure dominance in the early game, but hey, it's still the early game, and Team Stallions, they're rampaging through, they're stampeding over Kingdom.
There's actually a little bit of a questionable play from the side of Lawsy, just taking almost more than half of the Lantern Flare charges, so he's pretty much getting his way right onto the T1 turret with not a lot of reinforcements. So even after buying some time with the Tsunami Slam, there is no follow-ups whatsoever, and he just went down as a sacrificial lamb with no control.
Oh, great taunt and the burst coming in. Lucian will seal the deal onto Yon, but here comes the mid side. Drinsanity matching the rotation onto Diablo, clearing up that mid lane, able to get out of the way. But that one kill onto Yon, not having a good game so far. 30 seconds until the turtle spawns up, and Team Stallions are 2,500 gold lead ahead.
5-1. 2.7k gold lead for Team Stallions, and they're only 4 minutes and 20 seconds into this game. Kinda crazy if you ask me. They will slowly get themselves a little bit more lead as the game goes by, because 30 seconds until the turret energy shield were to go off, and by that point in time, I think that they will be able to kind of come together and be a little bit more crazy from here.
We're slowing things down just a little bit as Diablo, again, it's just doing Diablo things. Clear lanes, start rotating, find a loose member, and start with that kill. He does have CC immunity, that's AOG on top of himself. Lossie getting pulled back, unable to pop that Tsunami Slam because Diablo's just there disrupting him. That's 3 deaths already for Lossie as Team Stallions tries to go up ahead. The Lord, the Turtle down low, Barry picks that one up. Kingdom Esports tries to find any sense of hope, any sense of reality at all, getting pulled back once again. And Stallions got what they came for, and they get out of the way.
The CC immunity is definitely important for Diablo, but it does seem like they do manage to pick up a kill down at the bottom. So Team Stallions actually split themselves up pretty effectively, understanding the weakness down to the bottom lane, and they could just take that.
That was a very good read by Team Stallions. They know that the top side is open. Immediately, Lucian Cutie, knowing that Diablo and Bray has got that kill down on the turtle pit, immediately rotates down to the bottom side, takes Grant out of the way, and the rotations are coming in for Team Stallions. First turret of the game taken out on the bottom side, starting the early game rotation alongside Renza, getting that damage down.
This is a tough point for Kingdom Esports already, right? Because the snowball potential is out there.
Insanity taking a lot of damage. That's a Tsunami Slam over the wall. Taking a lot of damage though, getting popped up. Bray gets taken out by FMF. Finally getting one kill on the board as well. Lawsy will be the next to fall. The Sacrificial Lamb will hit the hay once again as Team Stallions just ramping up the aggression. They have that damage with Renza in play.
Lead getting wider and wider. Bottom lane T1's already taken down. And the way that Team Stallions is just moving is just ensuring that they constantly have movement all across the map. They're always going to be onto the river. No one from the side of Kingdom Esports is allowed on the river. And the moment that they actually do see someone there, they will initiate. They are not going to stop on anything. And they will take all of these turrets, even if it's a chokehold.
Underneath the turret, they're risking it. Drinsanity taking a lot of damage. That's a pop-up, knock-up onto Lucian QD, but it's only just the tanks, and they just don't care. Diablo taking a lot of damage, but will be able to get inside side swipe down the way. This is Diablo we're talking about from the side. Bray finds a flank, finds an angle, deals that damage. John Lawsy down low, gets out of the way, and Bray will be able to zone them all the way out. Kingdom Esports can't even get close to the horses.
Yep, this is a free turret up in the top lane. Team Stallions, they totally understood what exactly is their task, right? It's not about the kills, it's more about the objective. If the objective is being guarded, you gotta go for the kills. And if they have ran away from the objective, then just zone them away. Not to be too bloodthirsty on their side. I think the only bloodthirsty one gotta have to be Diablo, right? Because that is his main winning condition. Get more kills, farm up, get yourself the snowball, and just go ham on everyone.
Yeah, that's a 5-0-1 Martis. I think both of us were really not expecting the Martis to actually show up, but Diablo's just doing Diablo things. You cannot outban him. That is a taunt onto Grant, able to just delay that turret approach up on that top side. So Kingdom Esports still down below and really far ahead. The gap between the economy is starting to rise as Bray starting that charge up on that top side. Lawsy using Conceal for good measure, get out of the way, but the rest of Goon Squad is down the mid side trying to push in. Lucian Cutie trying to zone out that back line as the waves come in. They really need to take this T1, able to clear out that minion just to push that through. Stallions just touch and go. Kingdom Esports feeling the intimidation right now.
Yep, the retribution is definitely very necessary to bring away Bobby. Otherwise, it will be a free turret in the middle lane, especially since it's already lower than 50%. But unfortunately, it is a full wave creep just going to be marching right in, and they will get that.
That is a pullback again. Lawsy getting caught out.
It's really unfortunate as Lawsy so far has been sacrificing with not much stake or a comeback for themselves. So we're looking at a lead just growing higher and higher, 7.6 thousand. And in the event, I'm pretty sure that Renza has already picked up the Sky Piercer. I'm not too sure about Diablo, but the way that this game has been going through, I'm not even surprised if he himself picked up the Sky Piercer as well, just so that they will be able to clean up shop just so much easier.
There's a lot of damage, a lot of iframes, a lot of CC immunity coming in from the Martis. So no one can actually deal with the Martis. Oh, Insanity taking a lot of options right there. Lawsy pulling someone back, but that is a Purify used by Roy. There's a Juice in actually protecting himself. There's no way that Lawsy is able to get close at all.
And with that said, all of the T1 turrets has been destroyed. Kingdom Esports right now, they hold themselves in a really tough spot with a total of 8.3 thousand gold deficit. The way that they should be looking out for this game is generally gonna play possum, right? Because they do not unlock any of their win condition and they do not have proper ways to kind of dive over to the back and get a certain amount of kills. The main combo that they want is to have Lawsy goes over to the back with the Tidal Strike and the Tsunami Slam onto either Roy or Renza, which Team Stallions, they know exactly that is going to be the win con. That's why they picked up a Purify. So Purify counting, the timer counting is going to be super important. As long as Lawsy identify that, okay, someone's Purify has gone off, they probably need to start forcing something out. But in the meantime, Team Stallions themselves knows that they are in the lead. They will force themselves over to Kingdom Esports again and again and again. So they need to get the timing right.
That is a huge bunch of damage. Getting pulled back. Diablo, CC immunity getting thrown back underneath the turret. Finally gets shut down by the hands of FMM. But Team Stallions, they're still up ahead. Their goal is just to take down that T2 up at the top side as Renza just gunning everyone down. Kingdom Esports can defend against the damage, but you still have a huge Lord Larry coming down from that bot side too.
And as I said, easy T2 turret in the middle lane. They did lose Diablo though, so in the event that he actually has Sky Piercer, the stack has been cut into half. With 11 minutes on the clock, Team Stallions definitely have way more economy than Kingdom, but we know that Kingdom is a experienced team, and they're not just gonna let Stallion just march right into the base that simply just because of the fact that they have a 9,000 roll lead.
Yeah, the cavalry just being annoying. Roy pulling everyone back out of the way. Bray easily taking down that T3 top side. All bubbles are bursted from the side of Kingdom Esports. Their walls are in shambles, and they need to find something, anything at all. That's a Tsunami Slam onto Bray, able to find him. That's a Violent Requiem combination. Lawson will take that down, but Diablo goes ham! 2 members down for the side of Kingdom. They're getting taunted down underneath the turret. Roy will try to pull Grin Sanity back. Diablo's right in the process, getting slain, getting your heads chopped off with a maniac. Welcome back to MPL Diablo.
Indeed, he did lose his life there, but that is more than enough for him to be able to dunk and dunk and dunk, just so that Bobby and Renza and Lucia Cutie can end the game.
That's a taunt.
Welcome back.
That is a huge statement from the Cavalry. The Stallions win game number 1 in a dominant fashion. There was no way that they could basically defend themselves from the power that the Stallions actually brought to the table. They're always being the aggressor. They're always being aggressed on.
Definitely gonna be Diablo, but MVP though, it goes over to losing Cutie.
Oh great, I love this. 2-0-14, perfect game for a Rome who's supposed to sacrifice himself for the entirety of the team. Starting up under turret battles and still managed to survive with 94% kill participation all over the map. He reads the map super well, and him being a coach and looking at the game from a macro perspective and analyzing every single detail enables him to call the shots, call the different skirmishes all over the map, and dictate and rotate his team to a very, very incredible pace that even Kingdom Esports can't comprehend.
Even I myself can't really comprehend what's gonna go on. Is Diablo, right? The line is a 2-2.
He is arguably the face of MPL. Every one of the international players know him. They always keep asking about Diablo. Been through a very rocky season, last season, a lot of personal issues as well. Great that he's back, and it seems like he never left.
Honestly, yeah, it feels as though that he has been in the scene all this time, never rusted. He knows exactly what he's trying to do, and coming in with, once again, the same old unorthodox picks that we know him so well of, right? I guess that this is just his method of operations, right? His MO. Just play heroes that the opponents don't expect, and win the game that way because they are not prepared to fight against these heroes.
One of the factors as well is, Youngin is also drafting. Huge shout out to Youngin and Sandy for the draft as well. And Youngin, one of the better coaches with a lot of huge accolades in MPL and in the international scene all the way since season 1 as well. One thing that resonates in my mind is like, hey, it's good to pick pocket picks because the other teams are not prepared to handle that.
Yep.
So that is why I think maybe Kingdom Esports were not expecting Diablo's Martis, and it's just Drinsanity just being caught off guard the entirety of the game, especially in the early stages where he was getting pushed back. He was getting out-rotated by this Martis.
And now that I think about it, is Youngin as the coach. That means that over the course of these few games that Team Stallions is going to play, there could be a possibility that Roy is gonna play my most hated hero, although I really don't want to see that coming. I think I have mentioned that to Youngin a couple of times. Stop.
honestly, I think that's a sailor thing. That's a youngin sailor kind of thing.
No, I think that is just a youngin thing.
That's a youngin thing.
That's a youngin thing. For
Well,
sure.
okay, if he hears you, hopefully in the next game he will pick out that hero. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk to the back and just gonna give him a choke.
The single eye maniac. I love that. I love that. You know, this doesn't really tell the whole story. Teams.